remember when there were just two lifts here. You had the bottom lift and you had the second lift. There was no lift in Green Valley, and it was a real poor snow year. And all they had the logs down on the only runs that was open was Lucky Shot, and they had Lower Exterminator open. And they had logs where they cut the logs and they left them first year, and you'd have to try to ski around like a slalom course. Only had about maybe a foot and a half of snow. And the Lucky Shot was bare in February. Well, the next year they put the chairlift in because you couldn't ski out from the top. You only had to come down those two lifts, two runs. So they got better and better and better. And I've seen a lot of progress on this mountain. And a lot of changes has come since that gondola's been in. A lot of changes has come. And people never, how many people skied backcountry those days? There was just a few people that went out in the backcountry and enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it. And a fellow named Dick Lowry and I, when they used to ski down Northway, they had the lower part open, but they weren't running a bus. There wasn't a bus, there was nothing there. You had to walk back. So then they finally got a pickup truck. They brought a pickup truck in, and they picked the people up in a pickup truck, and it only hold about 8, 10 people. And the third day that they had that truck down there, it was coming out and we tipped it over. So many people got in there. And it went into the ditch. Well, everybody got out and they pushed it up. Then they started to run a bus down there. And what happened was, you'd be at the top of the last section, and you'd see the people standing down in the bus, and they'd put the skis in, and you'd get halfway down, the bus would leave. Then you had to sit around and wait for the bus to come back. So another fellow and I said, you know, that's too much time. If we run a trail around the back, we can get back up there and ski this. We can make 2 runs, 3 runs before those people get up the lift. So that summer, they put chair 6 in. And when we decided to build a trail. So when they were putting chair 6 in, they would come down with a helicopter, they would load the concrete for the bases, would start up the chainsaws. Just cut the trees down, and then as soon as the helicopter come back, because it's the Forest Service that put us in federal prison for cutting the trees down. So it took us 2 summers to do it. In the wintertime, we had to go through and mark it with ribbons how high it was to cut the limbs on the trees because you wanted to get through. And we were able to ski it, just Dick and I, ski it, and Dross and a few other people, for about 2 years before the ski patrol got wind of it. And then when they got wind of it, they started using it more and more people started skiing it to get back around and get down there. But we named some runs up here that a lot of people have never heard before because they were our secret runs. They were all secret runs, and I'll give them to you. We call one Open Fly. Now, Open Fly is on the north side of the Northway Bowl. And the reason we named it, because when you climb the ridge, and they didn't plow the ridge those days, you had to climb it. And we were all skiing on 215s and 210s. And when you cut trails on that, no skins, you're tired by the end of the day. But when you got to the top of the ridge, there was always yellow snow out there. So we named it Open Fly. Okay, then I'll get to the Bruce's Bowl one. Now, Bruce's Bowl was named, according to the bio, he got a little confused. He wasn't in an avalanche. There was 4 of us. Bruce was leading, I was second, a fellow named Dick Lowry that I built the trail with, and my ex-wife. And in those days, you just, instead of going up to the top where the chairlift ends, where the Northway chairlift ends now, you'd go below and go out there. And there was an overhang cornice. The cornice was really big. And you used to go out to that, around the corner, and you had to ski underneath that cornice, which was, you know, not a smart thing to do. So we were going around that corner, all of a sudden a big boom went off. Bruce, the concussion hit him, it hit me, and it hit Dick Lowry, the only one was standing, my ex-wife. And I got up and I said, what the hell was that? And Bruce says, I don't know. And I said, there's a bomb out there, there's a hole out there. I said to Bruce, I says, you know, we're going to name this Bruce's Bowl. If we were 3 seconds earlier, it would have called Bits and Pieces Bowl. So then from that point, you got around the corner and you went down, we call it 3 fingers. You stay on the top, you could go down into the Northway Bowl, and you could go into Paradise Bowl. And then you could go far left and go out and walk further out into Northway Bowl. But that was one run. Now this one's going to blow your mind. We named a run from the top of Exterminator. Once you got halfway down Exterminator, you cut to the left. And it used to come out right down here where the chairlift starts on Lower Bowl. Was the other side of Willie's Run. If you all know where Willie's Run is, that was there. That's about. And then we had called rope-a-dope. Rope-a-dope is out as you start to go out to Angle Ridge. You turn right, and there's a rope line because there's a rock cliff there, and you ski right alongside that rope line. And you go, and that's called rope-a-dope. You get underneath it once in a while because nobody skis there. It gets knee deep. It gets knee deep. And then we skied 410 a lot. We skied 410 a lot. Dick used to fish over in the potholes over on the Mountaineer Park over there, and he looked up and he saw this area that was open. It was open, and so we went out 410 and we skied down. We'd come out on the Crystal Lakes Trail, and it was a bridge. There was a bridge there, and if you had 5 people, the last guy, there wasn't any snow on the bridge. It was something else. But no, I've skied on this mountain since the very first day that it opened. And I've watched a lot of young children grow up to be parents now on this mountain. It's like the Reinekers and Andy, Lava, the Lava family. And Jill and Bill Price's daughter. People, you know, and it just was marvelous to see people grow up here. So I've had some medical issues, and probably I've been skiing for 73 years. I have not missed a winter. Last year was the first year when I missed skiing here. And I just love the people. And I'll tell you, it's just, there's been some real characters up here too. There was Skippy Pinhead. There was a fellow we called Sluggo that didn't move very fast. And then there was a guy we called Man from Spring. He skied very stiff-legged, and excuse me, I'm sure some people noticed Man from Spring. He skied with a rucksack before anybody else skied with a rucksack up here. And he had vodka. He had a Camel. And he had vodka in it. And as the day would go on, his legs would get stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. And we knew that he was sucking on that vodka.
Warren Hip.
Is that was his name?
Yeah.
I don't
He's in our ski club. It's still with the.
Is he still skiing?
No, he died.
He's done. Okay, too much vodka. Too much vodka.
Drinking 5 kids.
So it's been just a marvelous years of skiing here, and the people, it's just been something else, and I've just loved skiing so much. In fact, I've taken people down, and we've skied deep snow in the backcountry, and they get to the bottom and they say, "Man, that's better than sex." And I said, "That's debatable. That's debatable. That's debatable." So I've seen changes in skis and the equipment. Years ago, there was a binding that with long thongs. Now that's not a woman's garment, but it was called long thongs. Those who don't know or don't remember that, it was a piece of leather about 6 foot long, and you had a toe piece. It went on your toe, and the edge of the boot stuck into the toe, and it had 2 D-rings on the side. You run the leather strap through the side around the boot, and you go up and you tie it on. And that you didn't come off. That was no safety binding. You didn't come off. When we skied White Pass, Leroy, I used to use the long thongs. Leroy said, "You do a marvelous job." He'd go out and get people and give them a lesson on how to wrap a long thong. He was my agent. But it's, then we, Crystal Mountain. No, it's by far the best skiing. I've skied helicopter, and I've been to most areas in Northern California and Canada, and Crystal Mountain, you can't beat it. You can't beat it, and I'm going to miss it because I'm just about, I think I'm going to hang them up. I came down, and I skied 6 times last year, or the year before last, but the mind tells me what to do, but I have a balance problem. If I go down, I gotta clap my hands, but nobody comes. Anyway, I just want to thank the Founders Club for inviting me to accept this great honor. It's something that I'll treasure all my life, which is not too long, but anyway. I'm not done yet.
We thought he was done, but he's not.
Maybe I'm taking too much time. Doing great. I don't hear the music going off, so. But anyway, I wanted to tell you about the names that I've acquired over the years. Okay, I started out with a name called Hansi, and that was in Sun Valley. I worked as a bellhop there, and a fellow by the name of Marty Arroget, who was a instructor over there, had married Norma Shearer, who was a silent movie actress and then turned into be quite a speaking actress. She lived on the top floor, and I used to have to take oranges up to her every day, and she gave me always $1 tip. But he's the first guy that started to call me Hansi. At that time, I had long hair, and that was before the Beatles even had long hair. Hello, sir.
Yeah, you don't mind short.
You enjoying yourself? That's great. That's great. But, then I was called Hansi, and then Leroy King, his brother, he started calling me Peppy. So they started calling me Peppy, and then I had a lot of other names too. But the one I really liked was Hollywood. I thought that was the best one. So anyway, I just want to thank everybody, and I've known a lot of people here a lot of years, and like I said, I've watched your children grow up, and they went on to be great, and I know they're great people. So the thing I'm going to have to say to finish up is never ski deep snow with your mouth open, because you might suffocate, and keep on turning. Thank you very much.